Welcome back to the Mobjazz podcast. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to all of you, and welcome back to us because we've been gone for 2 weeks now.
2 weeks of fun and debauchery.
Not really, but 1 week of fun and then 1 week of recovering from the fun. Yeah, but it's good to be back, man. So weird, you guys. Not doing this pod. Didn't feel normal anymore, bro. Those 2 weeks were weird, bro. The first one was cool because guys could see what we were doing. But the second one were here. Guys were asking, bro, what up? I was also asking myself, bro, what up? But yeah, man, really good to be back. Magic, what going?
I've been good. Just recovering from that Nairobi cold you get. You know, I feel like this place is now becoming just as cold as that place, man.
Yes, Kampala is becoming colder, especially in the evenings.
I feel like we came into the month where it's now cold here.
Bro, hold you. I've been shirtless since we came back from Nairobi.
Bro,
I'm just wearing a shirt now as courtesy, bro. Honestly, if I didn't have a job, I'd be shirtless now. This is not cold at all, bro.
Nah, I think maybe like it depends on the side you live. Because my side is so cold, bro.
Yeah.
I think.
We say in Tinder.
They say Nah, I saw someone's crib yesterday and he lives in Kulambi. But you guys, now his was even colder than mine. I was now shivering in his home. I had to drink tea.
You were
shivering in his home.
Bro, you might be sick, honestly.
Sick of what, bro?
I don't know, man.
I'm a young, healthy boy.
But also, like, about Nairobi, it's both cold and humid. It's like,
it's
I didn't
dry.
feel any
I feel like
humidity,
it's dry
bro.
there,
It's dry?
It's
Yeah,
dry.
I didn't feel any humidity,
lip
bro.
balm,
It's just
like-
cold. It's a dry coldness, bro.
okay, when I was in Nairobi, it
Yeah.
was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
It was cold and weirdly humid. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, no, I think it's I guess it's a season thing. You were
Yeah.
there earlier on in the year, right?
Yeah, I was there in Feb. But yeah, how was it for you guys?
It was dope, man. The cold took some getting used to. I won't hold you, bro. That cold was, for me, it was paralyzing those first 2 days.
Paralyzing.
Like, the first night I got there, I couldn't do a thing. The second day, it took a while before, like, I had the strength to do anything, man. My bones were literally, like, I was cold to the bone, bro.
Nah, let me tell you, that place was terribly cold, man. We had to get bottles, like glass bottles,
Yeah.
and pour them hot water and then like hold it on your body. Boiling hot. But it was soothing, bro. Apparently, like his grandmother taught him that move.
Yeah.
But like shout out to her because my dad came in clutch.
Yeah,
We're
you
about
just
to die of hypothermia.
You know, chicks always have like hot water bottles.
Yeah.
Us, we didn't have those. So we just used double empty.
Improvise.
Yeah, empty booze bottles in the house and filled them with hot water. Those things worked, bro. Those things saved our lives, man.
It's what took you through.
Honestly,
Wallahi.
bro. I can't even hold you.
You put it in the bed, then the
Yeah.
bed now becomes warm. Like
I was just
it was
carrying it to the bed
uninhabitable.
in, like mittens, bro. It was that hot. It was glass, obviously. So
Oof.
yeah, man. But it was a good trip, bro. Aside from the cold, it was quite dope, man. Nairobi surprised me, man. It was my first time there, so
Nairobi has more to offer as a city.
much more, man.
The malls are just larger.
It even just has more
there's
city to offer.
Yeah, there's
like
more
before you
activities.
get to like
Yeah.
activities.
You can spend a whole, let's say, a week in Nairobi without visiting the CBD, and you feel like you're still in the city.
Yeah, we
it-
didn't touch the CBD.
Because
I
The whole
touched
time
it at
was
the end
you did it.
even
when I was getting on the bus.
Yeah,
you
you had to go there.
Yeah,
You had to go to
yeah.
downtown,
Even me,
bro.
when one time I entered the CBD when I was going for the bus, but the whole time I was in Nairobi, I never even ventured up to
Bro.
that far.
You know, the Bolt guy refused to even go into the town,
He
bro.
said no.
Yeah,
I'm
he said they
stopping
were not
here.
allowed, yeah. So I had to get off and then
Really?
find another guy who was able to take me to
It's
that.
allowed.
He
Who's
said they're not allowed.
I think that there's like it's like a license type thing that only certain number of people are allowed in that thing. Even like Uber drivers and stuff like that.
I think it's a safety thing because when the other guy was taking me, told me, go now entering a no-go zone. Hold
What
your
does that
things.
mean? Like just in terms of safety, not in terms
Yeah.
of
Like-
government
like-
policy.
Yeah,
like
like-
people robbing you and
So,
stuff.
Exactly. He was saying, okay, basically there was something poking out the side of my bag. And he was like, they put that thing in safely, man. We're now entering a no-go
How was
zone.
poking out of your bag, bro?
It was a glasses pouch. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
you had it
shit.
hanged on the bag.
No, I had it like in like a
relieve
side
you
of
of your
it. Bro, but that,
Eh,
that place is actually hectic, bro. It's
yeah,
hectic.
no, we didn't see any of that, bro.
It's like downtown Kampala on like
Steroids.
it's hard steroids.
steroids. I
Bro.
was like,
make
oh,
your heart beat until
I was like, I love urban adventuring and the layman, but I was like, no, what? I think I'll pass on this one.
Did you see this? Did you see the post that Nancy Kachungira put on Twitter
one?
about how South Africa was the most unequal country in the world.
Yeah.
So did you see the replies in that thing from Nairobi?
Like the really rich people, like in Lavington,
Yeah.
they are
No, what I was
rich.
saying was, because it's just a bunch of pictures showing.
But Nairobi
That's-
is not like that because it's like zoned.
Bro, let me tell you, they showed a picture of. I think it was like Karen or something. Which one is the closest one to that slum? Lavington.
Yeah.
They showed Lavington, I guess, and then a golf course, and then a slum boss.
Kibera.
I think it was Kibera.
Because I think that's what one of the ladies told us, that they cross over because it's so close, Kibera to Lavington. Then they start attacking the rich people during elections and stuff.
I get it, bro. Honestly, because it's not a golf course is what's separating us. That's like a spit in the face. It's just empty green land that serves no purpose except rich people hitting a ball on it.
But yeah, it's true. Most cities, especially for cities that are in protectorates, were designed to like keep
The poor.
at bay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Same thing with Kampala. If you look at
Yeah,
Kololo, if you look at Naguru,
Buria.
it's a theme that keeps replicating itself in most African cities.
Mhm.
They're not designed for the numbers that are there now. They were designed to keep a few administrators and collaborators safe, and the rest of you could keep out.
But isn't it insane how big Nairobi has grown? I can only imagine from the way the colonialists left it. But still, they've maintained the same model. Like even when the rich people increase, let's just make our rich part bigger.
But even your
And
country,
push
your country is doing the same thing.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Obviously.
but even South Africa, people said Nelson Mandela did not succeed because even after he was released from jail, none of their land went back to the Zulu, none of their mines went back to Africans. The biggest part of the economy is still sort of like supported by sort of like white settlers who sort of like came in earlier. Now, Elon Musk's own sort of like has a heritage from South Africa where his people had the diamond mines.
Yes,
Emerald
he's
of
that
our-
rich,
Yeah.
yes,
So yeah,
But
like,
let me- has there ever been a scenario in which like the mines are taken back by the state in
No.
Africa? And what does that look like, man?
Mugabe tried that when he
Mugabe
took
thing.
back the land, but he was demonized. It was made to seem
Yeah.
like a
They
crazy
punish you.
tyrant. Yeah,
They punish you.
Mugabe was actually a really brilliant guy. If you see his earlier sort of like content on him, but when he did that act of like repatriating land back to the natives, he was portrayed as a crazy sort of like.
But even that was the whole Amin thing.
But I'm not saying that these men were faultless and they were angels.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
thing.
but-
That's a thing.
but
But like they tried it.
they're not as inept
Mhm.
as they make them seem.
But I feel like those guys were doing it at a time where it was more
Yes.
possible to actually get that stuff back. When you're still dealing with like
I have
the
to
government, the state, the
Okay.
English state, or like the French state, whatever. These days it's like companies, bro, like multinationals, multi-corps. How do you? From when I think about this issue, I'd be thinking like the only way you can take it back is you're taking it back. These mines are not held by the British or like by the Americans. It's by like American companies, British companies that have.
Yeah, but those are just agents, bro. Even back then, don't you remember that Ibiako Jazz or
Yeah.
Giako? What was that? What's a Nigerian one?
Yeah.
That's one Burna Boy mentioned on this thing. That's now
Unilever.
Yeah, that's the jazz. That's the jazz, bro. That's how they operate, man.
But like, it's crazy, man. Because if you try and kick out a corporation, those guys just come and attack you, saying they're protecting their interests. That's always their mission. Like that's what happened in Panama, the Banana Republic.
That's what always happens, bro.
Bruh.
What else have you been thinking about Nairobi, man? You know, I think that touched me. I feel like I already told you this, but I just didn't see that many baddies, man. And guys from Nairobi might hate us, bro, but that's just, maybe we were in the house too much, man. But I just did not meet any baddies, bro. Maybe it was that cold. Maybe the baddies ran away from the cold, bro. I don't know, man. That touched me.
Nah, me, I don't agree, bro. There were definitely some baddies around.
That you saw.
Yeah.
Why don't you point them in my direction, bro? You didn't even say, bro, say it, buddy. Not even once, man.
Okay, so maybe they were hiding because they were. There was a deficit. But there was some.
Maybe we were just a bit spoiled in Kampala, bro. I don't know. So when's the next time?
You're going back.
I know you might go sooner than me, bro.
I might go back maybe in December, but we'll see. I don't see anything concrete. Is anything is like set in stone yet?
Bro, I don't see myself taking another trip, man.
For what?
For the rest of the year at least, bro.
How so?
Man, I've been back on a new journey. I'm back on a new financial journey, bro. Nairobi, first of all, was ridiculously expensive, more expensive than anticipated. everyone was saying it was going to be expensive, but like it was expensive.
never
bro.
expected
Yeah, it
this.
was expensive. It was expensive, and now I have all these plans for the rest of the year. I have to move out by the end of the year, so that's where I'm focusing all my energies, bro, from now till then. So another trip, bro, it will make no sense unless it's absolutely free in every sense.
To
Like
go.
you're paying for my going and you're going to pay for everything that I do there. And that's not gonna happen, man. So yeah, that's my focus now. I started buying like finance books. Like, bro, I'm doing everything it takes,
To
man.
become financially
To
independent.
just like funnel like all the resources that I have into moving out of the house, man. So
No, that was me. But then now I wanted to move out, but now I really want to travel, bro. And I realize I can't do both, man.
yeah,
At least
you
not-
have to choose.
But I really want to
Definitely
travel,
have to
bro.
choose. I feel
Especially when I'm young and there's that saying, break your bones while you still have teeth.
That's a funny. You have all these funny like West African sayings, bro.
That's actually a Swahili one. I
Is
just
it?
translated. Yeah.
Break your bones while you still have teeth.
Yeah. While you're still young.
So those are not your bones you're breaking. You're breaking bones in your mouth.
It's
Like
not
you're
break your
eating
teeth.
meat and you crush the bones, right?
It just basically means like have injuries and stuff while you're still young. Like, because when you're old,
Wow, you still.
and you have no,
teeth.
and
Okay, so it's
when you
not an
don't have
analogy
teeth,
of, like eating.
no,
like
it's not
just
an
an
eating
analogy
analogy,
of
yeah,
age.
or like
Okay.
age. Yeah.
Mm.
So I really live by those are what to live by.
But I think also I'm going to learn Swahili. That's how much that I took away from that trip.
Now that one is 100%, bro.
I need like a school. Like I need like classes, bro.
Duolingo.
Can I just do that on YouTube? Do you think?
Yeah, there's a lady who teaches Swahili classes, 30
Can I
minutes.
learn
You learn at least the basics to start
for free?
for free. But then there's Duolingo. I keep seeing that thing every time I Google try to learn Swahili or French. Duolingo.
Duolingo.
You've
It's an app.
never used Duolingo before? It's like this language learning app, but it's super annoying. Like it keeps reminding you have not practiced Swahili for 7 days now.
Yeah.
Don't give up. but it's cool. It can teach you like the basics.
I
like
guess
greeting.
even if I paid for classes, I'd still be learning that.
Okay,
basics.
okay. Now I can't. I used Duolingo like for a few months in 2019. Also like for a few weeks in lockdown. I can't speak Swahili, but when people say things, I can hear them now. I can pick context.
Mm.
Like when someone says a sentence, I can't say I fully understood it, but I can like pick context.
Ever since we left Nairobi, I've been tapped into Kenya TikTok. You know what there. Bro, I don't know what these guys are saying, man, but it sounds so lit sometimes. Yeah, I've been feeling terrible, man. And they keep mixing it in. And I'm trying to figure out what are these guys talking about, bro.
I forgot to ask you guys, when you go to Nairobi, did someone pick you up from the bus or the airport or whatever, or you like use public transport?
Bolt.
I didn't know about the Bolt hacks. I thought I would get a border.
Mm.
So I got off from a roundabout in Westlands, and from there to this mall. What is it called? I forget the name of the mall. It's also in Westlands, Westgate. It was like from here to Nakawa. This man told me, Bob, it was 600, and me in my head, I was like, yeah, why not? This sounds reasonable. And until I did the math, and I was like, I just got tourists. Yeah, I was so angry. Like I used to think I'm like street smart and I'll never get changed like that. But yeah, that border man had his fun.
Nah, the hack is Bolt that side.
Yeah, the Bolt. I also got Bolt. After getting Bolt, I was good.
Yeah,
But
Bolt.
I don't hold you, bro. If you're a tourist, you're going to get played. It's just inevitable. You just need to like regulate
How far it goes.
badly you get played.
Yeah,
I remember even me when I just got in there, I was one of my boys, and we ordered a Bolt, and obviously Bolts from the airport to where we're going, they average like 1K, bro. Because the airport and the other place is kind of far. This guy, but the estimate this time, it was a Sunday night, so it was like 800 because traffic was light and whatever. So we get in this guy's Bolt, and while we're still at the airport, the guy starts saying we should use the expressway. There'll be a lot of traffic. What? So at first we had agreed, but this buddy of mine that I was with is very wary of stuff like that. So he calls his cousin. He's like, "Yo, this guy wants us to use the express. Should we use it?" That chick said, "No chance. There's no traffic at this time." That guy, "No, let's go straight." Well, when you tell him, he's like, "Hey, you want to go straight? Okay, me, I told you."
And there was
go
no
straight,
jump.
bro. 0% traffic.
Yeah, because the longer you spend on the road, the meter goes up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we're moving, heading to our destination. My friend, we're going to drop my friend first because his place was before ours. That guy took us in circles, saying, I can't see that place. What? They called his cousin, even had a fight on the phone with this guy's cousin. And then when we drove past, then he said, okay, let me take this guy to his place first because I know it.
Right, yeah.
And then we'll come back to you. So my buddy was like, this guy is just fucking playing.
Yeah.
At some point, he just got out of the car, acting like he was going to go to a pharmacy or some shit and refused to get back in, bro. He said, just end the trip. And that's when these guys came and found us. And indeed, the estimate was 800. We ended up paying this guy 1-1.
And you didn't even get where you are going.
We didn't get to where neither of us had gotten to where we were going. After we leave this guy, we go into the pharmacy to buy medicine and a toothbrush. This guy still has 900 shillings for that toothbrush. Bro, what's this, man?
Now, but that's a toothbrush and medicine.
That's still a violation, bro. Like 100k on medicine and a toothbrush, bro.
No, 900 is...
Time is 30.
Yeah, times
Sorry,
30.
that's like 30k on medicine
And a toothbrush.
that's small.
No, that
I
place
saw
is
you got
expensive.
toothbrush though. I saw you got like a nice toothbrush. I told you.
Like for me,
That's pink,
for me in Nairobi, what it took for me a while to kick in how low the currency is.
Mm.
Like, I was amazed at the shit I could buy with like 10 bob.
Yeah.
Like 20, like those guys who sell like hot dogs on the street. Smokies. They're like what, 15 bob? I was like, man, I can get something for 15 in I was so excited. I just we're going just buying stuff because then I could spend. I had like a note. The biggest note is like what, 100?
1,000.
They have 1,000, yeah. But like if you have like 100 shillings note, it's weighty somehow. You feel like you have money.
It's the Mobjazz that was throwing.
That throws you.
You just throw me off. I gotta say
2 bob.
I'm like 2 bob. Like, bro, don't give you that.
It's 2 shillings.
15 bob. I'm like, no, chill.
Yeah,
but it was fun, man. We met some good people. I won't lie, man.
I saw that we went to some galleries when you were in Nairobi.
Yeah, I went to some place called the Noir Gallery.
It's a
It was
good
really
one.
dope, bro. I had a good time there. I got there like I was meeting other Ugandans there. I'd been with them the previous night. So I got there at the time I'd agreed to get there. The gallery wasn't open yet. But the lady who opens the gallery arrived at the same time as me, so she just let me in. So I walked around waiting for my birthdays, bro. I waited a solid hour and a half for them to arrive.
Oof.
They arrived and I'd already gone through the place like twice. I talked to the gallery chick a bunch of times. And then I think the gallery is attached to a restaurant, right? So they kind of expect it's free to view, but then after that you go down to the restaurant.
Eat something, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the girls came, the Ugandans were all girls. So they came and started going, like, looking at the stuff as well. But chicks, taking more pics, taking more videos. So at some point, the chick the gallery chick kind of came to them and was like, are you guys going down to the restaurant? They said,
That was quite
no.
aggro.
Yeah, it was hella aggressive. But
yeah. Also, like in some galleries there in Nairobi,
Mm.
you can't take pictures. If you're not like a curator or like an
Yeah.
art journalist, like Circle
Yeah.
Arts,
yeah.
they even tell you don't take pictures.
Nah, here you're allowed to take pictures as long as you're going down. That chick said no. That chick said, so you can't take any more pictures or videos. Yeah. And that was that, bro.
What I like about Nairobi as a city is that
They didn't tell you that story. Yeah. Then we just went somewhere else to eat.
so, did you go somewhere else to eat out of spite because you had been thrown out, or you are like, nah, this is not
No,
our
we're
scene?
just being tourists. Wanted to like eat at the best place, like with the best view. So that's why we went. Yeah.
That's
Nah, the place they went to had a really nice view.
That sounds like
Crazy
my-
view, bro.
that sounds like my
Really
kind of
crazy.
vacation. Find the best place.
Yeah, we just want to go to
Best view.
That's a really, and the gallery was really, really dope, bro. Really dope, man.
The one you should have. I know you didn't have time,
Mm.
but you should have seen Nkai. These guys have like a contemporary art museum in Nairobi.
Mm.
So there's this artist called Michael Armitage. He's UK based, but he's Kenyan. He got like a whole floor in a mall, and the mall even itself, the architecture is so good. It's well designed.
What mall is it?
I forgot the name of the mall, but it's a bit out of town, but still in Westlands. But it's a weird part of Westland. I don't remember the mall, but the place is called Nairobi Contemporary Art Institute. It's like a whole floor in a mall, but man, that space is so cool.
Those ones you're not allowed to take a picture. Or...
I think in Kai you can, because it's like a museum. Where I wouldn't be allowed is Circle Art Gallery. I think it's one of the biggest galleries in East Africa.
For you, when you went there, you were just going to galleries.
That was my scene, bro.
That's lit.
But what I envy is you, the airport guy asks you, so where are you going? Take me to the best place with the best
Yeah,
view.
best view, with the best food. That's too funny.
That's where we're starting from.
Mm.
Nah,
Yeah, but it was fun, man. We met Mviri.
Yeah,
That
Mviri, the
was dope.
storyteller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was dope.
you guys are really cool.
Met him on accident, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think we would have met him.
You guys didn't plan
We got
like.
super lucky, bro. We barely planned this trip, to be fair, man. So yeah, we met him by accident. We met Ben
Ben
Sol.
Sol as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, just as a coincidence of meeting Mviri.
That's cool.
Yeah, bro, it was dope. We had a good time with them. We're living in the same building as them, and we didn't know it, man.
That's serendipity for you.
You know, it's crazy, bro. The one Kenyan we knew was
Yeah.
living in that building, the building where we booked.
East Africa is a small place.
In fact, where did we book that building, bro?
We had booked the wrong building,
We
and
booked
then it was only a private room, so we had to relocate because we were more than one guy. So they gave us this other one, and that's where the guys
That's
were.
what these guys were. Yeah, imagine on Airbnb.
Okay, that's
we
a
found
very,
a-
okay.
we
That's-
found
that's
a
a very
budget room.
That's a very weird coincidence.
You know, we found a budget room that fit. It was even below our budget, bro. We're so happy. And then, lo and behold, they tell us it only has one room. It's just one room in an apartment. I almost cried, bro. Yeah, but the place they shifted us to was perfect, bro.
I was lucky when I was there. I had a curator from there who was hosting me. Really nice guys. They're like, "What are your dietary preferences?"
Yeah.
They gave me meals. Took me around the city. I only gnashed for the first day I was in Nairobi because I had to go and meet these guys. But after I linked up with them, my life was sweet. I
That's
couldn't
what I
complain.
need, man.
Yeah.
The next time I go there, I want to live with someone.
I had a connect
Honestly.
there. It was smooth.
That's what I need. Those are guys who should have made friends with, bro. Guys with just with extra rooms, man.
Yeah, you
No
gotta
guys to live in when they come, bro. Because yeah,
Pricey.
But now, so what city are you looking forward to in Africa?
Accra, Afro Nation, you guy.
I want to go to Lagos, but for art stuff, I want to go to the Lagos Art Fair.
lit.
Yeah,
No, me, I'm going back to Kenya, bro. I just want to go to Coast this time.
Because
To Coast.
I want to go where Diani.
Yeah, maybe Diani, maybe Lamu is still Kenya, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to go to Lamu or Diani.
see the ocean.
Yeah, and this time I'll be smarter, bro. Really need to work like on scheduling and stuff. I just need to like. This time we're just on vibes, bro.
Man, spontaneity has its limits.
Yeah, I mean it's fun, but like you get so much less done, man.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
Yeah. Magic. Topics.
nah, have you guys been seeing this extreme weather happening, you guy?
Bro, man.
Yeah, man.
Is this global
bad
warming?
situation.
It's climate change, but also like there are certain factors that are exacerbating it, like Mbali, those flash floods.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because man, they built that industrial park in the middle of a wetland.
Mm.
You guys have never seen that.
No, give us a context. Actually,
Mm.
I had no idea.
There's a whole industrial park that they're building in Bali.
Mhm.
Like it's a whole complex of like factories and stuff. And those water catchment areas are getting affected. So this was a flash flood. There could have been no warning signs because it happened almost instantly. There are people who are still on the road when this thing happened because they didn't anticipate that much water.
Guys bust. Guys,
the-
washed guys away.
Yeah, the whole industrial
Cows,
park
bro.
almost
That cow
was
video,
flooded.
bro.
But someone said that cow video was like from another place.
Yo, those cows, bro.
Those are too many
Broke your
cows.
heart.
I was like, yo, why are there so many cows in Bali? That was my first thought. But like, yo, that's the latest
A friend told me that video is not from Bali. That cow
Okay.
video. I also believe there are videos.
What
from
about the one
Bali.
of the taxi being pulled out of the
That
water?
Yeah.
was.
That video made me angry because the thing is that this is fucking 2022, right? We should have like more resilient methods of like relief. You can't have men using their bare hands with ropes to pull a whole vehicle out of wreckage. I mean, people died, man. It was quite sad.
But
And
can
my
they do-
issue is that it's in a region where this kind of stuff has happened so many times.
It is
Every year.
to be expected that there will be mudslides
Yeah.
and like flash floods when it rains.
Uh-huh.
But man, there's not been investment like in police and fire services to have that kind of equipment. It's not there.
My problem is that we have a whole ministry. The Ministry of Disaster Preparedness, bro.
Okay.
Zero preparedness for disasters, man.
Every year.
I've been told that my comments might present reputational risks and entities, but the truth is that these people are almost criminally inept.
You guys just don't give a damn. bro.
Because think about it, you know these kind of things happen, but the responses are it's always people who are on the ground who do this sort of work. Because by the time like these guys respond, people have died already, and the response is just okay. Here's some money, go bury your families.
Bro,
But
let me tell
but
you.
it takes more than that. What it takes is for you to ensure that in the event of such things happened, as the loss of life is minimized.
Do you know, I feel like Uganda is in such a dangerous. the way that it seems that the government functions is so dangerous because the ministries that are set up to fix problems,
React to them.
they have their fingers crossed for those problems to happen,
And then they react.
and so that the funding can come.
Okay, that's
eh,
great.
and then they just sprinkle some funds on the top and could be the rest.
And it's reactionary. The thing is that the way like functioning countries operate is that they know, okay, now we are the state of, let's say, Jesse. This is our area. These are the threats that sort of like are facing us, right? We have, let's say, maybe hostile enemies. We face like Israel, we face drought. So we need to sort of like fix those problems. So they anticipate those issues, and those ministries keep those problems from happening. They don't merely react to them.
But
They
my thing
actively
is,
prevent them from happening.
when it comes to stuff like the climate, bro, the climate is just going to do what the climate wants to do.
Yeah.
But when the same thing happens every year, and you guys are just not ready ever, from the first time until now, it's weird, bro.
It's just ineptitude. It's just people being inept.
And guys are dying for that shit.
Yeah,
man.
over 22 people died in those flash floods.
Yeah, at last I heard it was 23.
And who's counting?
That's a
Who's
And,
counting?
and,
bro?
and, 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 and also, like, what Melvin is saying is true. If we don't have like adequate police response on the ground, who is doing like an extensive search and sort of
Yeah.
like rescue effort? Because we cannot verify those numbers.
But is it like a police and search and rescue thing, or is it like more like they need to build infrastructure into those hills that catches that water or something and redirects it?
The issue with mountainous areas is you cannot feasibly do that, right? Because this water comes from rain. And also, like, the mountain has like its own sort of like water, sort of like flow system that has like small streams coming from it, from the water that sort of like condenses from the mountain, whatever. But when this rain comes, it's unexpected.
Yeah, climate change is so crazy right now because we don't even know what the seasons are anymore.
So there are two things they can do. NEMA can either have early warning systems.
Nema.
I'm
The whole
just
we
saying,
just set down the whole industrial center getting set up in a swamp.
Okay,
bro.
okay,
This guy talking about
that's
that.
true. So like either you have early warning systems that say, guys, in the next 8 hours, it's going to be heavy rains and flash floods might be happening in these and these and these spots. Then you evacuate people as soon as possible. They can take their property, they can move their personal items, they can move their own bodies and get out of the way. But you can't sort of like figure out how to dam a mountainside to prevent flash floods. That would be the best thing you can do is invest in early warning technologies. Have like weather satellites up there to track rain patterns, and have like actual meteorologists who do their work and are paid and are monitoring situations, because I feel like where the world is going now, climate change is becoming more and more rampant.
Can you imagine how frustrating it is for meteorologists, bro?
Yeah, man.
The guy's been asking. Imagine if he has been asking
For
for
money,
money.
yeah,
Yeah.
Warning, guys.
to get
And then,
the satellite
When the disaster he has been trying to prevent
has
happens,
happened,
the
they call
money
him.
comes.
Yeah, like, hey, is the money.
Jesus Christ, bro.
But yeah.
Yeah, man is sharp.
But man, I think for me that thing made me angry, and I feel like that, like you said, the way the government responds to emergency in this country makes people frustrated. It gets you angry and angry every time you see it. And it's not a good space to be in as a citizen if you're constantly angry at your government. I think it demoralizes. People no longer feel like they need to participate in anything government related.
Because there's no trust, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like the guys just don't care, bro. They just don't care about life.
I wouldn't say it's almost. They just don't care.
Yeah,
about it.
I think just don't care, man.
To be honest, it's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, not to be that kind of guy who sort of like berates the government for the sake of berating it, but we can see that there's no actionable plan. Maybe if there is, they're not communicating it to us clearly. But I want to know, like, guys, where do we go from here? How would we make sure that we try the best we can to prevent the loss of life from things you said we know are threats that we face now, that we expect, that we anticipate? It's quite sad.
Yeah. What else has been happening in UG?
That I've seen.
Do you guys see these guys trying to relocate street kids and their parents back to Karamoja?
But that's a bit problematic, isn't it? Because the thing is, we have credible information that people are starving and dying in Karamoja, right? And then you tell us you're taking them from a city which is supposedly in middle income status, and you're sending them back to Karamoja. That means they can't find work. They can't find like sustainable work employment opportunities here.
Wait, come again.
They're taking them
back
to
Karamoja?
they take street kids.
Yeah,
and it's really women and children. For
Okay,
the
and,
most
uh,
part.
like,
Is
most-
it like to like an institution in Karamoja? They're just
No,
like,
they
Taking
say
them
that-
to a camp,
a
yeah.
camp.
like an encampment
Yeah.
of guys who had come to Kampala, bro, taking them back there.
And you know what sort of like makes it weird is the language the government uses. So we are going to rehabilitate these people and give them and skill them in creating job opportunities. Job opportunities were in the middle of like it's in the park. Okay,
I
not
have
this
skills.
Karamoja, but
Let's say I have skills. What? Who's going to buy, bro?
I'm
Who's
like,
buying?
I'm like, okay, guys, I can do graphic design.
Yeah.
But,
Graphic design is graphic design, bro.
But we have to be honest, you guys. We have to sit down as a country and like be honest with ourselves. When you say creating job creation skills, to what end? We're going through a recession. Like even like companies that have been here for years are struggling to make like a profit. Even guys who are working in corporate are feeling the effects of inflation. Then for you to like expect us to take this piece and be like, yeah, these guys are gonna be so happy, they're gonna get jobs, it's gonna be utopia, they're gonna be holding hands and singing kumbaya. Like no.
Yeah, they're going to teach them how to sew, they're going to teach them how to cook mandazi, things like that.
For who, bro? Okay,
That's
so
a good
after you teach me, am I allowed to come back? Can I come back?
I'll market my skills
Yeah.
here.
But I wanna be honest with you guys.
That's a good question.
Honestly,
when you,
bro.
how do you live? When
Yeah.
you like go to a house, like
Yeah,
when
bro.
you guys when Nairobi I did that exhibition in Kabaramaido.
Hey, how's that?
Man,
Who was there, bro? Who did you do it for?
it was Wamala is an artist with Vodo. So the idea was one exhibition in a place whereby people never get a chance to see art exhibitions. So we went to meet the LC5 guys. I was surprised how cool the government guys were with us there. So we got the space and put up the exhibition. But the point I'm trying to put across is I saw overwhelming levels of poverty. I was like, is this part of this country?
Did they come and see? Like,
Yeah, guys came to check it out. But yeah, the rural areas, people do not have money. Even through agriculture, middlemen are like fucking them over daily. Like there are some parts of this country where people barely have money.
What are you guys' views on begging? Like people on the street begging?
It's complicated, to be honest.
What do you guys give?
no, I don't give the street kids money anymore. And let me tell you why. I noticed that every time I give them anything, bro, they just take it straight to their moms who are sitting just close by there. So it's not like they're... One time I gave let me give you another example. One time I gave one of the kids here on the traffic lights like a donut. I was eating a donut. And I gave it to them.
You are eating it and you're like, man, no, you have this.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Like I taken like one bite out of this donut. So I gave the kid the donut. But this kid looked at the donut salivating and just took it sadly to the mom. Who now put it under like her lace like this and told that go back.
That's a bit predatory. I mean, that's weird.
No, you know what I think is? I think it's
for the
just
kids, like
I
that
think
sort
it's
of like
just,
relationship.
Yeah, man. Like she took it.
It's like they have handlers.
That's when I realized, man. I
But also,
think how to be giving excuses, man.
it may be more nuanced than that. Maybe the mom
Definitely is.
aggregates the food
That's
for
like
them.
the bank, bro.
Yeah, that's like the bank. Yeah.
Everything that we get, we'll all share, bro.
So I think it's a bit more nuanced.
Yeah.
But also, there were reports earlier on that there are actual people who are getting young kids from Napak
and bring
and then
and beg for me.
Yeah, because that's a thing too. But for me, like I say, when I find people who ask for money, if I have like, I don't usually have that much money, but if I do and I feel safe to give to them, sometimes I will. But yeah, most of the times, I'm in a situation whereby I feel like exposed that I have money might be also a threat to myself. So when I feel like it's safe to do so and I have the money, I give like what I can. But most of the times I'm considering, okay, now is it safe for me to be like just walking around handing money to people? But the other thing is that you also feel like some sort of helplessness because knowing no matter how much you give, you can never fix this person's situation.
Exactly.
And then you're like, what's the whole point?
What about the ones who try and wipe your windshield? Have you
Hate that,
encountered?
bro.
Those
Scratching
ones-
the car. That's
I-
like
I-
I don't have a windshield.
No, they have like these really dusty
Sponges,
cloths.
yeah.
There's
and
a-
they use
the-
it.
the-
They
the-
pass it like
There is
this.
a guy I saw. He had a it was a Benz. I think it was an S class. They're Takesha. Like he came to. I saw the man just gritting his teeth inside the guy.
Because the kid he's really just scratching the car. It's just soil. that the guy
I'd
is
be like,
rubbing
bro,
on.
you know how much
It's
this paint
terrible.
job costs?
Yeah, but bro, let me tell you,
Those ones
This
should stop
past-
that one.
this past week, first of all, Bugolobi has recently gotten like this influx of just people begging, but it's not the same way that it is in town where you can clearly see that this is someone who has come from Karam. It's not like kids and
I saw
Not people like with their babies and
man,
stuff.
I saw like kids in Kololo,
Yeah.
just after catwalk, as sort of like head.
That's there. They're there.
And I was like, man, this kid just lying in the street.
Yeah,
and
no, there. Don't you remember that egg boy? Don't you remember
yeah,
egg boy?
that kid finesse people.
Egg boy.
How did
Egg
egg boy do?
finesser, bro.
Yeah.
He would like
I've-
he would lay on the street and act like his eggs have poured.
Then you can't be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
He would do it. That was his hustle.
But Twitter busted him.
yeah, he got
Boy.
busted.
Because
Bambi.
This guy, Stanley, this guy Simpo, yeah, he helped that guy out.
Yeah.
Then people told him of similar stories, and they had pictures of that same boy
Yeah.
in the same place with the same sort of like tactic.
Anyway, I was saying, so Bugolo has recently gotten this influx of just people begging, but it's not people like, it's not like kids or the way it is in the street where it's someone disabled. What? Nah, it's just guys, man. It's just like a regular dude who walk up to you and be like, hey man, help me 1K, I want to buy a chapati. Something like that. So this one guy who has been, bro, I keep meeting him. He has come to me so far thrice. But the third time when he came to me, a guy comes here and looks at you like this. Like a familiar look, like
I don't
tell him like you come back. So that guy came to me. He's like, how are you, brother? Why don't you buy me? For him, he sells CDs. Why don't you buy my CD? I have a daughter. What? What you get? It's the third time you come to me. He's like, hey, are you serious? Yeah, but brother, you know how it is. Things are tough. What. I say, man. So I said, let me just talk to this guy. Because every time he comes to me, man, he's super chilled. So I start talking to that guy, asking, bro, what's your name? He tells, my name is Simpo. Simpo Wizard.
Simple wizard.
Yeah, that's his brother. That's his musician name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simpo Wizard. I'll play you guys a song after this story. Says, yeah, my name is Simpo Wizard. Even tells me his government name. I'm like, bro, why do you do this? Like I says, man, I have 4 children. I have to earn a living. I'm like, isn't there anything else that you can do, that you do like aside from the music? He said, no, man, I've never done anything else. Like in his life, he has never worked any other job. All he
Except
does
making
is
music.
make music and sell those CDs. Like I said, tell him, man, the price of CDs has gone down. Hey, in those old days, I used to sell many CDs and make enough money, like 300K, but now I can't even sell a CD. I said, bro, so why don't you do something else? The guy says, like what? I said, man, I don't know. But there has to be something else you can do. He says, yeah, obviously I'm a man like you. I have my hand, so I can do something else. I said, so why do you keep doing this? He said, man, this shit pays. I was like,
Pays what?
I was like, as in said, man, on a good day, I can make like 100K. On average, I'll make like 50, 60K. I was like, bro, what? That's more than I make. but bro, I kept talking to him, man, and in fact, he showed me like his YouTube, he has 1.1K subs on YouTube, meanwhile.
Not bad.
That nigga has been on
Super
YouTube
wizard.
since, he has been on YouTube. His oldest video is 12 years old.
Okay, that OG YouTube
This guy has
guys.
been on bro. You'll see his song. In fact, at the end of this episode, we'll play a Simple Wizard song.
Let's get Simpo Wizard some more subs.
Yeah, honestly, guys, it's up to Simple Wizard.
Simple
But at the end of that conversation, like we had exchanged numbers, and he told me how we got jumped, what guy stole his shit. But his oldest daughter is 13 years old, bro.
But you guys,
And he has 4 kids.
He has 4 kiddos.
I know that Simpo Wizard is sort of like there, but
I know it is there.
but the thing is that what you understand about begging is what it does to human being psychology. And I've been poor before, so I'll tell you how this works. When a human being is hungry, they sort of like, the body sort of like is tilted towards self-preservation. They'll do whatever it takes to maintain their stay on earth, even if it includes like begging. And begging sort of like, it on the social hierarchy, it puts you lower. And that fucks with your self-esteem, that fucks with your sort of ability to create. Because if you're going to look for a job, you need to be assertive, you need to be confident, you need to demonstrate that you're a human being that can order their own lives and they have like some sort of control. But if you've been poor for so long, it becomes a cycle, right? You're poor, you're hungry, you can't think straight because you're hungry and poor. Now you can't get a job because you can't think straight and you're hungry, which makes you even poorer. And sort of like it keeps on sort of like growing and sort of like having a snowball effect. And now you're doing drugs. And now sort of like you're in conflict with your family because of that. And now you're poorer again. There's a study that was done in India that showed that they said farmers. So farmers have like bumpers where they harvest stuff and sell it. And they have stuff when they are planting. So when they are planting, they don't have any money. Or they're using all their proceeds to plant and grow these crops. When they harvest, they get money, right? but they showed a difference of 12 IQ points from when they were richer than when they were poor. Being poorer makes you scientifically less smart than all the other people around you.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's interesting that you say that, bro, because I realized over the years I've realized that when I have the least money is when I'm just trying to spend the most, bro. I'm just trying to get it. Like, I'm just trying. That's when I wild out. Then when the money comes, bro, I am super careful about everything that I do, man.
It's because now you have an element of control. You know, you can assertively plan for your future because you have the tools to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, okay, now I have this money, I can do this and this and this and this. Because you know you have the power to do it.
But you also feel like guys who beg on the street, they also feel like they think, bro, this is hard work. I'm on my feet
In
for
the
12
sun.
hours of the day, moving back and forth, trying to convince these people to give me their money.
It's hard work. I mean, they're desperate.
And so don't you think that also has like a psychological effect of, I go to work every day, and because the way I was talking to this Simpo Wizard guy, it's like, bro, no, I can't. This is me at work.
But that's what I mean. It solidifies the idea that that's a way they can sustain themselves. But in the longer run, it's not sustainable. But maybe it even is. Like, if you make a compelling point that maybe this is how these people are redistributing wealth.
Yeah, at least for them, they believe that,
Yeah.
this is me working.
I'm
Yeah.
going to work every day to make money.
Because to be fair, NGOs be begging more or less.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, would call a big a small scale NGO.
Yeah.
He's receiving funds from donors
Yeah.
to solve his own individual problems,
Exactly.
such as hunger,
Yeah.
food and shelter.
his dependents.
Yeah, to feed his dependents.
Yeah.
And you didn't pay tax, what?
You don't pay taxes.
To be honest, we should change the name from beggar to say
Small NGO, SNNGO.
small scale NGO,
Something like that.
SSNGO. They have
Yeah.
abbreviations.
Something just like that.
But it's true. What
Small scale.
Melvin makes a really good point. Why when it's institutions, why is it sort of like glorified and honorable for them to sort of like solicit money from rich individuals or like institutions to run their work, and from individuals it's sort of like frowned upon?
Has to be classism, bro.
True.
Has to be.
I think like when you put it that way, it sort of it shows the wider problem. You can find an NGO, let's say, supporting, let's say, orphans, right? And then just the administrative cost of that NGO eclipses the program funds, and this has happened in some NGOs. There's this documentary that was shot. This movie was shot in Congo. It's called NGO, but in full it's called Nothing Going On. And this guy basically showed that while in the world of charity, institutions are placed on a higher rank, the level of waste at NGOs is crazy. Like the level of like administrative waste as far as resources is concerned, is so high, but they're never sort of like attacked. But if you give a beggar 1K and say him buying a soda, you might be like, what the fuck are you doing with this money, huh? You should invest it.
I remember,
Invest your 1K you've
I
given
remember
you.
in Essex VAC, chilling with some guys, and in VAC, you're just trying to figure out a way to make a bag. You've just left high school. You want all this cool
You're a
shit.
teenager,
Like some guys have money.
And your parents are buying it for
Yeah.
you.
So I remember chilling with these guys, and they had like, I can only call it a scheme. And they had started an NGO, and they were literally in talks with some guys, and these guys were giving them a bag, bro. they were going to make a bag. And I think the bag only got held up because like the funds were coming in and they couldn't justify or something. But this was a proper hustle. Like, let's start an NGO, and the bag comes in, and we'll just act like we're doing things. We'll take for them pictures of the stuff that we're doing and move. So honestly, bro.
But it's true, yeah. You make a compelling point. When it comes to institutions, people sort of like tend to cover up. People forgive institutional mistakes more than individual ones. So for the same things an institution is doing, we will judge an individual and call it immoral or lazy. Because if you're saying that this guy can make a living somehow, why can't you, a group of 20 educated people with degrees and an office, figure out a way to make money on your own instead of asking for donors? But again, it's more nuanced than that. Because there are very many factors that would cause for the existence of an NGO and for the existence of a beggar.
Exactly.
So we can't sit here and pinpoint
an NGO may not be begging for money for the existence.
Yeah.
It might be like for avoiding taxes for
True.
someone. It could be so he can bring in his cars tax free.
There are so many nuances that go into in any situation, and I don't think we have the tools to analyze the wider problem that causes a human being to beg, because it's not inherent the human being should beg others for their survival. The way society has been set up.
I think an argument can be made that begging is necessary, man. It's only necessary to make the people who give feel better.
True.
That's it, bro. That's the purpose that it serves.
True.
We need someone to give our money to so we can feel like, okay, man, I did something for society.
But also
Agreed.
the thing is that
Same as church.
different societies organize how begging is done, right? Like I feel like the way beggars beg reflects the society they beg in, right?
Okay.
Because I mean, if you're a homeless dude, let's say in Amsterdam, you'll find like a soup shelter, you'll find a nice bed to sleep in. I'm not saying it's there, but the possibility exists, right? And people sort of like figure out that, okay, we need to take care of some of us members of society who are unfortunate. But like in Kampala, if your solution is basically to yeet them out of the city, I mean, what does that tell you about the society you're trying to create?
Okay, final question, so we don't drag the
Yeah,
begging topic out. Is what churches do called begging?
Yes.
Magic.
Giving tithe and offering.
I mean, no, that's not all they do. Because you know that every time you go there, we have contribute for this. We have
Yeah.
contribute for this.
It's
We have a
beg-
mission.
I think
here.
it depends on the church.
It's
but
begging, bro.
Some just ask for tithe and offering.
Is that begging?
Tithe is God begging.
I don't think it's begging because you're giving it yourself.
Some guy killed me. That guy said, tithe is Jesus' reparations for what you guys did to him.
Okay, for Christians, they look at tithe like it is God has given you all this money, so you give him back 10% to look after like his people and do his work.
Jesse.
Yeah, that's what the
Thi-
white.
this,
But
this,
is that begging?
this man is omnipotent. This man created earth. He could snap his fingers and create a planet just made out of gold, right?
That's why else guys think God cares about money.
But I think
No.
created everything everywhere. but
No,
he cares about
Okay, in the Christian faith, it's
Yeah,
different.
give
Like,
a
it's
damn.
like God is omnipotent, yes, but like his servants in the church are not.
okay, true.
So they need the money.
So he's omnipotent, but he neglects them. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay.
He didn't
So they're the ones who
neglect.
beg. It's not God begging.
It's them begging.
It's the guys in the church begging.
I don't know if it's begging because like they put in your compulsion to give 10% of your income every month of your own accord.
That's begging with extra steps. I mean, if beggars could do that on the street, I don't think they would hesitate if they could be like, now you are going to give us 10% of your
But
money.
then that's not even begging anymore. But that's like some compulsion.
They're like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I have to give you this 10%.
Okay, guys. You guys are going to kill me, bro. Okay, let's talk about insurance, man.
What are they up to this day?
Do any of you have insurance?
I have life insurance from work.
Really? That's lit. Life.
Like health, not life, health.
I was one of the beneficiaries now.
I misconstrued the door. Because
Yeah.
Magic was ready to go bounty hunting. We're like, we gotta collect, bro.
Off this guy collected insurance.
Is
Imagine, do you?
No, I do not have life insurance.
Do you have medical? Do you have any of those?
No, I have none.
You have no insurance.
You don't have health
Yeah, just
insurance.
dry
I
hump
don't have
to
health
life,
insurance.
guys. Road
Okay,
doggy,
I'm
like-
gonna be honest with you. I just got health insurance when I got to this job, but I realized the importance
It's so key, bro.
of health insurance in this country. I feel like
It's so
I feel like for anyone who can afford it, even if it's on your private means, get it.
So there's a company called Notch that's offering Instagram insurance.
What's Instagram insurance?
Come again.
So let me
How
read
does
for
that
you,
work?
let me read for you that detail. Starting at $8 a month, creators can sign up for Notch's Instagram account insurance, which means that if they get hacked and lose access to their account, the startup will pay them a stipend to help them regain control of their page.
The hackers.
No,
No.
Notch.
Notch, the company.
But
They pay them.
I think that makes sense for people who are making money off of Instagram.
Of course, bro.
Because I've seen guys lose access to their accounts.
I heard that they'll pay you up to $100K, depending on how much money you're making.
US.
Up to 100K.
Depending on how much money you're making off your account, they'll pay you up to $100K.
That's a strong value proposition. If you're making money off of Instagram, I mean, if you lose access to your account, you're not making money. So you get that stipend as you sort of like follow that up with
Kind of
Instagram.
depends on who you are, for sure.
But starting at $8, how high does those
Yeah, of
the
course.
coverage go?
I would assume that if you're a Kardashian,
You're not paying
you're
$8.
not paying $8.
Per
You're
month.
paying like $10K or something, but that's nothing compared to what they make off IG. And even $100K won't be enough, but it'll be something.
Better than nothing.
Yeah,
Man, the world changes really fast. Who thought this would be like a focus in insurance
bro.
a few years back?
Instagram.
Instagram
IG.
insurance.
And I would only assume that they have certain conditions. Okay, if if your IG, you have to make sure your IG isn't going to get hacked. Like, just don't
Have
don't
like
have an don't
yeah,
let your
have-
password be 1, 2,
have
3.
like two-factor authentication and stuff like that.
Stuff
Yeah.
But
like
guys still
that.
get hacked with all that, man.
Exactly. So they're saying if you do all
Man,
of that
they
and
ca-
then get hacked,
They can't hack you with two-step verification.
You
bro.
get insurance.
They
Oh, that's only when the
can't.
insurance
How?
applies.
How
steal
can they?
your phone, bro.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Also, Pegasus software, bro.
Hey.
How is Pegasus going to hack your Instagram?
I mean, they can do whatever they want in your phone.
No, Pegasus intercepts communications, voice
They
and
just
text,
need to
No,
rely on-
Pegasus takes over like the whole device. They can monitor everything that's happening.
even
in
like
the
screen
device.
activity.
Even screen activity, bro.
I need Pegasus.
That's
Nah, then they sell it to governments. Then they sell it to governments. You can't buy it as an individual.
You don't need to buy
And
it,
there's no
just-
like pirated version.
There's no.
Nah,
There's
nah.
no such, bro, there's no such thing as there's no.
I think you
There always is, bro.
I think you underestimate the population of Bangladesh and India.
Yeah, as long as we know how it works.
Bro,
someone has made it.
someone has made it.
Someone has made it.
Okay, as long as you know how to make it work in the right channels digitally, there's a pirate who has figured out how to make it work with like backdoor access.
Nah, this one might be. It's a bit more nuanced than that, Pegasus.
Do you guys think you'd ever pay for IG insurance?
It depends on how much money you're making off my IG.
I'm not making any money for my IG, so even if you
Till
don't-
then,
Even if you hack it, what are you going to see?
I already have like all the photos stored in my Google Drive, so I would just I saw something. I would feel bad that my Instagram has gone, but I wouldn't be like, oh no, I wish I had paid $8 per month to keep this. I would hurt, but I would be okay.
I know so many people that
I don't make
pay-
money for me.
I know so many people that had their accounts hacked, bro, in the past year. It's a thing, bro. These guys are really trying to fill like a gap in the market.
Yeah, like the two artists from mine whose accounts were hacked by this Bitcoin company.
yeah,
Those
Forex
guys,
usually.
Same.
And you
Those
just-
guys in particular are on a roll.
You-
But let me
honestly,
ask, how did they get a video of the guy saying?
They make you do it, bro.
like deepfakes.
Oh,
They offer you, they say, do this video and we'll give you back your account.
And you have to do that shit.
After you do a video, they're not giving you your fucking account.
Because I was thinking it was like a deep fake, but that
No,
makes way
man.
more sense,
Yeah.
bro.
No, they make guys do them. It's under duress.
I would be like, you know what? Keep that shit, bro.
Would
But
you guys pay?
But man, imagine you had like 50K followers
100K,
Bro,
100K.
honestly, man.
that you have built
You
from the
built
time
your
from a
brand.
teenager up to like now you're now 25, you're now 27.
I think
But I
that
guess you
key,
can always rebuild the accounts.
I think that key is to not. Apparently, you just don't engage, and like the IG team has a way that they can get your account back.
From the
If you
hackers.
don't engage, yeah.
But then how do you contact the IG guys? Through a new account through.
You can send them an email
Yeah, probably.
or like another account.
I don't know.
But also, like, but also like the thing is that, but you know, if they get into your account, they can always change the recovery.
Yeah, the guy
Accounts.
changes the password.
So yeah, they change the password, they change the recovery accounts, and you're messed.
Nah, just make sure you're changing your passwords frequently.
Two-factor authentication.
What would you guys be willing to pay insurance? Would you guys pay like phone insurance
Yes.
Like if
I
I
pay
put-
for
for
phone
your
insurance.
mobile?
Is
Yeah,
there is there
especially if it covers like things like cracks and theft.
is there Apple Care here in
Theft.
Uganda?
Theft in particular. Is that what?
Apple Care here in Uganda,
Nah.
because Apple already has like his form of insurance for iPhones.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that,
but what
that
are they insuring? Are they insuring
Cracks,
theft?
theft.
They can insure theft.
Yeah. On Apple Care, I don't know. You can Google it.
Really?
I'm not sure.
but there's no Apple Store here, so they can't have that because you
How
have to
much
be
you
able to.
be willing to pay per month
I don't know. You have
for
to
theft?
phone insurance.
Google it and we see.
I would say like
Let me see. Phone
App,
insurance.
search for Apple Care. It's like insurance for iPhones.
answer like 100 to 200K a month.
200K a month.
A month?
Are you insane? If you save that money by yourself, you could have a new
That's a
phone.
whole new
Yeah,
phone at the
yeah,
end of
yeah.
the year, bro.
Makes no sense.
No way.
I just feel like
maybe 10% of value of that phone per year.
Yes,
But
like
10%
200,
of
200,
what?
200K
200K,
a year. Yeah.
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 Because think insurance will reinvest this money and make profits off of it.
Okay,
it's,
so-
not, it's not like a bank that you need to store the equivalent amount of the value of the thing you're insuring against. Because what if it doesn't get stolen? And you
Bro,
have-
now I just bought a whole new phone.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you guys.
they have like two phones on hand to give you in case one is stolen. But yeah, if there was that phone insurance that covers against like cracks and theft, I'd be holding my phone without like a case, without
Have you guys heard of... What's the name of it?
without a screen protector. I'd be like seeing the actual beauty of the thing.
I don't. Whenever it's only this Samsung that I put a screen protector, like not screen protector, like phone cover on, but I never put screen guards, and
What made you change?
it's a glass back, so I cracked it.
Yeah. Even me, like I never used to put cases on my stuff
The
till
one
one
that
time.
covers
I fell and it
50s
fell on the SIM
Apple
card.
Care Plus.
How much is it?
How much is Apple Care Plus?
Okay, the phone fell on the SIM card read and then the SIM card couldn't work.
I've been using Sony's all my life until this Samsung, and Sony's come with a unibody aluminum frame. So like unless you hit the phone against the rock,
This is possible.
unless you're trying to damage it, it's not going to crack.
It's $200 for a 2-year coverage.
That's
not bad.
That's not
at
bad.
all,
For an
but-
iPhone 13,
Yeah.
you'd be good. Yeah, Apple has like their own insurance thing for iPhones.
But I'm sure that if your phone is like, if you're coming to Africa, it probably would be a bit more.
They'll be like,
There's a higher chance of it
they'll be
getting
like,
stolen.
they'll be like, Apple Care only available in select regions.
See, I hate that.
Africa, Asia,
Yeah.
Asterisk.
South Africa.
please note your region is not covered under Apple Care Plus. If you're planning to travel, please confirm with the Apple.
Have you guys seen? Have you guys heard of travel insurance?
Yeah.
It's like not that high of an amount, bro, that you pay, and
What does
Your
it cover?
entire-
Yeah, that's what I'm not the
it
cover.
covers.
Ticket delays,
It covers your bags getting stolen.
missed
It
flights.
covers any medical emergencies when you travel. It covers so many things, and it's not that expensive, bro.
What do you mean by not that expensive?
Give us a figure.
Maybe like $80 or something.
Per year.
And you no
Per
per
month?
trip. But just think about this: if you're traveling to like Europe and you've paid like $3,000 for your ticket already, and your whole trip is going to cost like $5,000, what is $80?
Pay that
bro?
$80.
Pay those $80.
I feel like the thing with insurance is that most people think they can mitigate risk on their own. But as long as you can, the fee is sufficient enough for you to pay. The insurance will put you back to the place you were when you pay that insurance,
Exactly.
which is a really good place to be
Really
in case
good
you get
place,
messed
bro.
up.
Really good place.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
So I feel like if they said
I would pay for it.
they said like concert insurance.
You
know,
I guess
if
the-
you're
that
so
concert-
shy
no,
at the entrance of
No,
the
no,
concert,
that's an idea. I'll be like, okay, ticket is 20K, but if you pay
pay
26K,
insurance
if you pay
and lose your
26K,
phone.
we shall give you a new one.
On God, bro.
For 26K, for 6K extra on the ticket.
But remember,
Yeah.
if people don't lose their phone, you get to keep that money.
Yeah.
And
You
true.
can reinvest
And it's
it,
not everyone who's going to lose
Yeah.
their phones.
and you can reinvest that money, get interest off of it, and
And 6K
compound it.
times like 2,000 guys or
I think the only
40,000
issue
guys.
would be proving that your phone has been stolen and it's not just in your friend's bag.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. That would be the loophole. How do you verify the claims made by these people?
Because if my bags get lost at the airport, the airline will like second me
yeah.
and say, no, his bags got lost for real.
And also, like, they're not in your care,
Mm.
and the airline has to prove that they took sufficient measures to keep them safe, right?
Mm.
And if they can't do that, you're entitled to compensation. You're like, man, guys, I came out of the plane. I went to the baggage thing. It was rotating.
Wow.
I didn't see my bags. I don't care. I don't listen to anyone. I just want my bags. They investigate. They see the camera. They see you didn't sneak off with a bag. But man, on a concert, how are you going to verify it comes to you? Man, my phone has been stolen. It has been snatched. There are like 3,000 guys there. It's the middle of the night
No, bro,
with
let me
strobe
tell
lights.
you, the modern world really just it has to function on trust. That's why it's such a problem that we don't trust the government, because insurance as a concept, it won't work
Yeah,
unless there's trust involved, man.
True.
So that's the only bit. That's the bit, because I know guys would play with that thing.
Even the phone
Guys
insurance
would
thing.
hire thieves
To steal their own phones.
and beat them up
But
so that they can get that phone.
But yeah, insurance fraud has been
It's a thing,
it's
bro.
a thing. Insurance
Yeah.
fraud is one of the I would say one of the most established crimes out
Yeah,
there.
it's one of the most
It has
established kinds of
it has
fraud.
a niche there.
Guys
above
will
there.
kill themselves to claim life insurance on themselves.
The guys who like ban
That's beyond.
guys ban entire buildings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah. But also like
insurance is tricky.
insurance companies make a lot of money.
On God, they do.
We can't deny that, and they give a good service. But I never know how to feel against insurance fraud against like huge companies. I mean, should I be sad for it? This is wrong, but I'm not feeling bad about it.
What is this to you?
Nah, sad
What is
sad is a bit strong.
I don't feel bad for the insurance company.
Like,
That's kind of feel bad for, because it makes the terms so much more
stronger
stringent,
for the
man.
guys who are going to come next
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
So that's that. Let me see what other world things are happening.
We're not talking about Nizi. You're talking about wild things, right? Okay, cool.
Nah, if you insist, we had left it. That's how we should have started the episode.
We
you know? So
had-
I've been like, well, guess who's in the studio with us?
Speed dating TikTok.
The man
The
himself.
star.
When you guys, the quicker we get this out of the way, the better I can relax and
Honestly,
enjoy the rest of the
man.
pod.
That's why I just want to say shout out to Nizi and shout out to Raymond and shout outs to you. That was a really good video, bro. Like that's one of those. Every year we have like one of those videos where like it will generate that much traction. Like
But-
everyone's talking about.
But
it.
Nizi is like really witty. So
She is,
yeah,
man.
that was a good thing.
She's so clever, bro.
Like it's hard talking to someone who doesn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But Nizi is like really witty, so that was a good thing.
And her reactions
banter.
of that, so she was like,
Yeah, Nizi can banter. Yeah. It's quite sad, bros, that I didn't get a second date.
Did you want what?
My militant
Because
atheism.
acting like a nigga who does not want a date.
My militant atheism and supposed leisure activities have landed me in this phone.
Alleged.
But I'm here to look into the camera and say, guys, I'm a sweet guy.
You are, man.
I'm just chilling, relax. I'm not going to double down on this to prove that I'm a hard guy. I would have wanted that second
Okay,
date.
I'm not going to ask you to verify exactly what you said that was true, what was false. What percentage of truth? What was the percentage of truth in that? How many questions did they even ask you?
I would say it was 90% true.
90%. Yeah, I think I know what that 10%.
But it doesn't matter that it was true or false. I would have wanted that second date, bro.
Would you?
I would go buy the flowers.
Is it? You should have started with that then.
Find a nice place for dinner and
Had you guys
Why did you tell her that?
Hmm?
Why did you tell her that?
I was too caught up in my militant atheism.
Yeah, I think she is. I don't know.
Yeah, if she was on that show, she'd sing.
She's too what? She's too far. I mean, Nizzy, you're too far.
She's
to
too
be
far to
single.
be-
When
Oh,
2022.
Lord. Yeah, Windex said that. That's what the next show should be. Let's tell Raymond. Next date with Windex.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that, making that content with Raymond.
How long did it take to shoot that?
Yeah,
by
did
the
you
way?
see her?
No, so this is what happened.
Mm.
So Raymond texts me and says, "Hey man, what's up? I'm doing this thing on speed dating after TikTok. If you're around, you should come to my house. We'll shoot this thing. I'll get a girl, and you'll meet her, and it'll be fun." And yeah, cool. So I go to Raymond's place. I go into their studio, and they tell me the girl is coming. So I go out into his yard, and they blindfold Nizzy. And they bring me in blindfolded into the studio. So I didn't see how Nizzy looked like until I took off that blindfold. Oh, okay, this is
But
interesting.
you guys, was like people talking in the room.
No,
like,
no.
You guys couldn't even talk.
Like after I got in, they started
Started
recording.
immediately.
Yeah, it started
I like
recording.
that.
There was no prep for it. It's like,
That's how yours was also, Mazi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
but you also like flanked on your speed
Yeah,
dating
the
thing.
first round was the first one out. In
Man.
the first speed dating. In the second one, I did a bit better.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
the second out.
Magic has been on.
Has
three
Melvin
public
Melvin been on?
dates. Mm-mm.
Why?
I was out of town for that. A speed dating era. I was out of town.
But if Raymond was doing, and would you?
he did.
Would
he
you? Would
he
you-
asked me. I said no.
Why?
He wanted me to do some ungodly things.
Man, by the way,
He would have ruined it. Was totally not in my scope.
you name it.
Guys would have been like,
It,
"This nigga's a
it
fraud."
doesn't align with the brand.
No, not at all, man. He was asking me to do some ungodly things, bro.
But I like his format with like speed dating Africa on TikTok. It's like super chill. It allows people to be themselves, and for the people who are like really authentic and honest about like finding a partner there, I think it's possible that they can, because it's like you are free to express yourself,
Yeah.
and if the people you're with are open minded and out there in the streets,
Yeah.
you'll connect.
Did you guys talk after you were done recording? Like, did you guys just
Yeah,
chill?
we were chatting a while about her experience attending concerts in the UK, and now she has seen concerts here.
You should
Quite
see,
cool.
bro. You should see like her TikTok and her socials. She's very creative, bro, and she's cool.
Yeah, I cannot disagree. That's why I say I'm in regret.
So
I'm heartbroken. I'm out here saying I should have ordered my thoughts in a more.
what was the premise? So if you guys had gone on another date, would that be filmed as well?
I'm not
How
sure.
many rounds? Oh, they didn't give you that.
But I guess we'll never know, because I didn't get a second date, man.
You didn't get to that point.
I did get to that point.
I know people on social media aren't helping. No one's rooting for you.
But no. I beg to disagree. Raymond Kahoma put out a poll,
I saw the poll.
and out of 468 participants,
56%.
56% agree that the second day. I'm not. This is not a point of democracy, but I'm just saying all my guys who voted yes, I salute you.
I
Thanks for
voted, bro.
supporting the cause.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I voted no.
You voted
I voted
no.
no only because you guys had 0% in common, bro. You didn't agree on anything.
But that's okay. You do not have to be with people.
Opposites attract.
You don't have to be with people who confirm your worldviews. You don't have to be in echo chambers of relationships. You have a partner who just sort of like, yes, you are right.
Yeah.
That's nice. Cool. I mean, it's okay to disagree with someone, but how you disagree with them is what counts.
But you guys are not even in that echo. You guys are like in a nuclear chamber, bro.
There's like
That's bouncing off
what's
each
that
other.
thing called? This one is so like it cancels out and
It
there's
opens.
nothing, bro.
What's the Russian thing that went off?
That Chernobyl.
Yeah, it'll be Chernobyl, bro. When that shit opens.
But the chemistry was fire. I was like, man, there's chemistry here. And it's good. And I mean,
Listen, bro.
I could change.
You know how
bro, I
much
could
they like?
change.
She agreed to something.
She could change me.
In the first half of that date, she was agreeing to some things. And then you went off on a tangent.
It was the militant atheism. that
Yeah.
put me out.
You and you had to brought it. You were like, "You believe in God?" She was like, "Yes." You believe that there's
In 7 days. You got it done in 7 days.
But I want to send a pro tip to people out there looking for love.
Be honest.
Be honest.
Yeah.
And learn to take rejection.
Yeah.
It's okay that you're being rejected. It's not the end of the world.
Indeed.
It is part of your search to find a mate that complements you as a human being. Now, the search might be hard, but don't give up.
That's on God.
Keep trying.
That's so good.
As I am going to do on other dates, and maybe I'll meet a fellow atheist. And
You
she'll be
meet a
like,
militant.
and she'll be like, oh my God,
You
oh my
meet a
God, I have been
fellow
waiting
rainbow.
for you my whole life. I'm so
I'm
happy
sure the
right
chicks
now.
who
Mrs.
saw that
Rainbow.
and were like, yeah, I saw some chicks in the comments saying, what?
And-
Some chick on the TikTok comment said,
But
oh my
another
God.
African
Yeah.
atheist.
And then I seen another African atheist.
And people are like, man, it's a kind of 45 million Ugandans.
Yeah.
Of course, at least
That's
1%
really
have figured it out. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
really nice.
Okay, what else do I want to tell you guys about? Did you guys hear that Skittles are banned in Europe?
Skittles.
Yeah.
Why?
What for?
Apparently, they have this component called titanium dioxide.
Okay.
Titan in
Sounds-
Skittles.
Titanium dioxide
In Skittles?
What-
Why? Is it a preservative?
It's like you could call it a preservative. It's like something that people add to things to make them shine. Yeah, it's something about how the light bounces off it, something like that.
So it's in the glaze that goes over the
I get you don't even call it a glaze, bro. It's literally in the
Skittles themselves.
it's a coloring element basically. Titanium dioxide. They use it even in food coloring.
But
they
why?
use it. It's a popular practice, man, just to make the food look more attractive. It's not just Skittles that use it, bro. So many foods. But Europe banned all foods. The EU banned all foods
With
that
titanium
contain
dioxide, yeah.
titanium dioxide.
And Skittles were
Wait,
on
why?
that list.
What does it do in the
Man,
body?
you know, your body does not metabolize titanium dioxide.
It's something about the amount of titanium dioxide. Let me see.
Nah, this guy is like really. They eat industrialized food. It's made by
Skittles.
machines, and it's
Basically,
probably
they
not
say
for
titanium
machines.
dioxide is associated with cancer development after inhalation exposures, and it may have effects on DNA and gastrointestinal system function.
Man, your body doesn't metabolize and process titanium
Yeah,
dioxide.
but what the you see, it's almost like when I read the whole article. This is just a part of that article. Titanium dioxide is extremely harmful when it's inhaled, but there's not like concrete proof that it's harmful when it's ingested. But if the EU has banned it, bro,
But
there
That
has
sounds
to
like
be a
science.
basis, man.
That sounds like science paid for by the
but-
company.
yeah,
Like
there has to be a
Skittles.
basis.
but also like, even if we know we have definite proof that it's dangerous when inhaled, why do we have to find out and have a study 5 years and say, you know what, guys?
Even
It's also dangerous when you eat it.
Like why?
No, but here's the real question: are you still buying Skittles?
bro, I love Skittles, man.
Are you willing to die
For
your love
your
of
love,
Listen,
for
something
Skittles.
must kill you. Something
Don't
must kill you.
something
as a
must kill a
And
man.
this will be you at 6 in your hospital bed saying,
man. I
kids,
wish I had not taken those Skittles.
I knew that Skittles had titanium dioxide.
I still ate them.
I still ate those Skittles.
Yeah.
And before I die, pass that bowl.
Yeah.
I am not that committed, guys.
Skittles.
Yeah, nah.
No, but that kind of shocked me, man. But
I didn't see that, man. I didn't see it anyone in my feed.
no, as a result of that, you know, obviously the Americans.
But that is scary, man. Because if such news can skip
everyone.
and man, I'd be scrolling pretty hard. I wouldn't say everyone because you got it, but
Yeah.
if I'm not seeing it, what are they showing me? What am I?
Bro,
You know the Americans, bro. As soon as the Americans caught wind, lawsuit
from
in July
Skittles.
2022.
Skittles.
A California resident filed a lawsuit against Mars. That's a company that makes Skittles. The manufacturer of Skittles. The lawsuit alleges that Skittles candies, which contain titanium dioxide, are unfit for human consumption due to the presence of the chemical.
What I like about America is class action
Yeah,
lawsuits.
those guys will sue you.
They
will sue you.
they get lawyers going.
They will sue you, and everyone who has ever had a Skittle in their lives
But
It's coming out of
is
the
coming
woodworks.
as, bro. This must be it.
but did you guys watch
I love
Did
stomach
you watch
pain.
Dopesick?
I did.
But do you see how hard it is for ordinary guys in America to get companies to change harmful products?
Yeah, nope. You
Bro,
just can't do it.
but people make it easy that you can just like a class action lawsuit. You go to court like sees the evidence, and they decide, oh, like man, this
Those
shit
guys have enough
bro.
money to pay out a nice big settlement and continue
Man,
doing what
that's
they're
what
doing,
happened
bro.
in
It's like
Dope
price of business.
Purdue Farmer basically almost made it.
Killed. They had a genocide.
Yeah, if this secretary didn't send that memo to the Sakala guys, those guys would never have seen prison. They only messed up because the secretary sent a memo telling them, guys are reporting from the field that the drug is addictive and the coating on it can be taken off, and drug can be and because these guys saw that memo, they were culpable because as like board members
Those
of
guys
this.
in jail?
No.
None
of them went in.
Those guys are so rich.
They made so much money.
They just took that. They were art guys. They funded like a lot of
museums.
Yeah. So all they did was take the names of those museums. Aside from that, they paid a 500M settlement, which is champ change.
They made like 6 billion off that whole OxyContin stuff.
Yeah.
Cost of business.
Man, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Never in my life do I think corporations are out there to serve human beings.
Yeah.
Corporations become an entity on their own in the desire to make profit. Even human beings are trapped in those corporations, and they're like, man, this is I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it somehow. I have to, and it's weird. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Mars is putting titanium dioxide in Skittles
to make
them
bro,
shine. You know, maddest thing, titanium dioxide is most popularly used in paint.
To make it shine.
Of
make
course,
it shine.
That's an understandable use case.
But
Skittles,
that's crazy. Like the same stuff that goes into paint
is in your Skittles.
What guys are putting in Skittles, bro.
Nah, I always look at the back of those ingredients tins of some of the food I eat, bro. Some of those ingredients you can't even read that stuff. Bro.
But the one I saw, I think it was on Twitter. This woman was saying, I think it's Johnson & Johnson. I'm not sure, but yeah, bleep it out because we don't think it's getting sued for libel. That the company was claiming to sell safe cotton tampons, but even those tampons had titanium dioxide in them. And people were asking, why the hell do tampons have titanium dioxide?
Because they're white.
Okay, yeah.
It literally, let me see if I can.
It makes things white.
Yeah. It has a bright white color.
I think that
does not break down easily when exposed to ultraviolet light.
That's the one I saw on my Twitter. I just want to like,
why titanium dioxide? I think I've heard of this. I've heard that
it's also used in sunscreen, but like in sunscreen, it's color because it's
on your skin,
reflect the light.
And you're not ingesting it.
I've heard that during the Cold War, when Germany was split between East and West, the West side had access to titanium dioxide, the East side did not. So one side was literally brighter than the other. Like when you walk into this other side, it was like brighter.
Oh,
and you go to the side, it's
dull.
It's dull because they don't have access to titanium dioxide.
Yeah,
that's
mad. Mineral, bro. It's literally, it comes out of our ground, but guys figured out a way to manufacture
synthesize it. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's part of the products they banned. That's how that tweet ended up on my TL. But I saw like a lady was complaining about that. But man, it's scary how far corporations will go in the name of marketing to demographics
to make the Skittle look perfect.
To make the Skittle be like, man, there are other types of cereal, whatever.
Have you guys
but I want this one
before? Have you tasted the white Skittle before?
No. Is there a white Skittle?
It's there. It's fire.
Very rich in paint, bro.
You are going to
I think like guys who have eaten the white Skittle have like 50% chance of being super titanium, bro.
That's scary, man.
Yeah, no, that scared me, bro. We've been having Skittles. Skittles is like a fond memory in my house, bro. Like that's how dads have like a thing that they give you when you do something good. It was always Skittles for us, bro. My dad used to bring tins.
You're gonna die, bro.
I've been quiet face. Okay. Let's see what else, bro. This is the part that I've been dying to do. How much time do we even have?
We've been here for an
hour 17. Alright, let me see. I want to play you guys something.
And are emotionally attracted to other men but sexually attracted to women.
Yes, I've heard this thing.
Emotionally attracted to other men but sexually attracted to women.
To say that straight men are heterosexual is only to say that they engage in sex. All or almost all of that which pertains to love, most straight men reserve exclusively for other men. The people whom they admire, respect, adore, revere, honor, whom they imitate, idolize, and form profound attachments to, whom they are willing to teach, and from whom they are willing to learn, and whose respect, admiration, recognition, honor, reverence, and love they desire. Those are overwhelmingly other men. In their relations with women, what passes for respect is kindness, generosity, or paternalism. What passes for honor is removal to the pedestal. From women, they want devotion, service, and sex. Heterosexual male culture is homoerotic. It is man-loving.
Men are
I mean, it's a nice poem.
I'm gonna. But wait, guys. If you think about that video,
Yeah.
it's true. Look at your friends' relationships with their girlfriends, and look at their relationships, let's say, with their high school friends or their university friends. You even have the saying, "Bros before." It's a popular cultural thing. It's there. I mean, like, we might have our feelings about what this man is saying, but we just saw the statistics together of why men beat their wives. Things like, you denied me sex. It's wrong. So for men, it's like, for a woman to show that he loves the man, she should sort of like submit to his will. And that's the thing people say all the time. It's like ingrained in Judeo-Christian culture. It's ingrained in like typical African culture. So, but men with each other, they don't expect that, like, if Jesse is my friend, we are equals. I can drink from a cup Jesse drinks from. We are men. And it's a thing, man. When Jesse succeeds, oh, he's doing good. I wish that for him. But men are threatened by, some men are threatened by women, even their own partner's success, if she's a woman. So, yeah, man, I feel like we can have our thoughts about this, but society we live in has very many clear examples to support that claim.
I mean, I disagree, bro.
You disagree?
I just disagree, bro. I've been disagreeing since the first time I heard this. In fact, the first time I saw it, this other dude wasn't attached to it. The guy who gave the poem.
Yeah.
It was just this one guy. And I immediately said no.
Why?
Bro, first of all, when did we start saying emotional attraction? Like, emotion is such a wide word.
Yeah,
like, emotion can mean so many different things. But okay, I get that context. They're saying we're truly attracted to men, but we only want to have sex with women, right? I completely disagree with that. Because if anything, I feel like men are even more emotionally attracted to women. Especially the word attraction, bro. Like, we want women way more than we want other men, bro. But that's besides the point. I feel like there's almost like this.
But haven't you
I'm not going
observed?
to call it a war.
Haven't you observed men who will ditch their girlfriend to hang out with their friends most of the time in the relationship?
But it's not for erotic or sexual reasons.
No,
But I've observed so many moments
but
that-
Magic, that was the point. The man was saying that you are sexually attracted to women, but emotionally attracted to your fellow men.
But I also have so many moments that ditch their boys for their chicks, bro.
Yeah,
So many.
There's also so many
The
like
same thing
that.
could be said for them, that homoeroticism is at the center of female relationships too. I mean,
Yeah, because
it could be
women be on IG literally like blurting out the most sexual like high passions to their female friends.
But you see, you're missing the point. Like, with the argument this man has presented is that men are emotionally attracted to their fellow men and sexually attracted to women, right?
And I disagree with that.
But the thing is that the overwhelming examples
Me, I think-
that sort of like put your disagreement with that test. Like,
bro, this is my thing. I think that there's almost like a war on men loving each other, bro. Like, it's almost like we're not allowed to love each other, bro. We're not allowed to support each other. Because listen, I'll agree.
I don't think that's happening here.
That's how I feel, bro. Because look, have you guys heard these, like, the things that so many feminists say of, I hate the fact that I'm attracted to men. I love women. Eh? Haven't you heard that from feminists?
So I would say when you sort of like studying feminist movements, and
Yes.
studying feminist actors,
Yes.
you have to study them from a spectrum, right? There are feminists who border on misandry. They're actually feminists who are misandrists.
Yeah.
But that does not encapsulate the whole feminist
I
movement.
agree, and I'm
But
so
they are
glad
there.
that you said that, bro. Because that's what I feel like. I feel like that particular brand of feminist is almost projecting
Yeah, that's
their belief onto us
true.
to
true.
make it seem like all men just love other men completely and just consider women like sexual objects.
But also like all relationships have nuance, right? And also the level of how you relate with other people comes from different angles. For example, how you are raised in your family, how you are socialized, like in the schools you're going to, and how you grew up. That adds a level of nuance to your relationships. And this statement is, like you said, is too wide.
It's too.
But for me, I can say I agree because I've seen examples of it, rampant examples of it. But it's such a blanket statement to be taken as gospel truth.
Me, I just think that human beings are emotionally attracted to other human beings.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Like human beings just
I
love
would,
other
I would,
human-
I would agree with that.
for different reasons, bro. And as a dude who has so many women friends, bro, I can assure you that I am not emotionally attracted to just my male friends. And now I'm using the term emotionally attracted just to mean love.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
May I
And
feel
I'm
like-
not
yeah.
sexually attracted to all women. you know what I mean? Like it's so Eddie.
In my opinion, I think sometimes the guys, like hanging out with your boy, it's like you feel so free. It's like when you hang out with a girl, it's more like you have to be on your best behavior.
Never.
No.
I
Okay.
think, I think
Never
so.
that.
No,
Never
that see when
that.
so when that is a you problem. So the thing is,
Yeah.
it's not a wider problem of society. It's just how I've been socialized around girls. For example, someone who has not grown up in an environment with girls, like if I went to like a single sex school, when they come out of that environment, the social cues they have to catch up on, and there are various factors on how this growing up affected their relationship with females. So they feel like have to be more reserved. I have to like put out an image that's perfect for this female, but that's not representative of like an inherent emotional structure of a man.
This guy said male relationships are homoerotic. Bro, I was just like
that was a bit of a stretch.
Yo, it's crazy. Like I can't even love my boys, bro, because it's erotic.
That was a bit of a stretch,
Jesus,
though.
man.
No, but I think back to that point that you're making, I think like guys will naturally gravitate towards chilling with guys because maybe they're more I don't say comfortable, but like more
They have
it's like
more-
something more
they have-
similar to you.
And also they have more,
Yeah.
Similar to
they have relatable experiences.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
and
interests.
they say stuff like that. Like our relationship with men is about respectable. Bro, if I see a guy, I remember. Do you ever remember a time we had a conversation and we asked, "Do you have any female role models?" I think it's just a thing that we do naturally. What the people that we look up to are people whose experience,
Relatable to us.
it makes sense to us. So the male experience is unique to men, bro. It's
Yeah,
only
it's true.
natural that I would look up to other men.
Yeah.
That said, there's a lot of women
What
that
do
we
you
also look up
do you mean no, Wendy?
Listen. Let me land. There's a lot of women we also look up to, but it's context specific. Like I look up to her as a lawyer.
In the era of growth, I can never replicate her trajectory. But
Exactly.
for a man,
Her experience and hers are very different.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can admire what she's
Certain
been able
elements,
to achieve.
yeah,
I can
yeah.
get advice from her in this and this
Yeah.
and this way. But you can't say that my relationship with other men is homoerotic because I look up to other men.
Yeah, that was a stretch.
He was definitely connecting some
But
dots
when
there.
Wendy he had some hot and burning thoughts.
Mm.
I just wanted to ask Melvin a question.
Ask.
Mm.
Can you say to your homie that I love you, bro?
But I said, all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time. I said that to a ridiculous extent.
Let me say right,
On my side, before saying that, I would definitely first say no homo though, but I love you.
but let me say it
Yeah,
right
you see,
now.
that is socialization.
I love you, bro.
You guys feel weird.
That's the war against.
That's a problem.
This guy's talking about
That's
that
a
war
problem, bro.
against
Let me tell you something.
relationships.
You need to chill with me and my boys because, bro, we say that all the time. We say it all, and we mean it. And it's not erotic, bro. I just love, like, when we're allowed to love each other, man, as men. Like, I've even been around, like, every time a new girl chills with our social group, she's like weirded out by the fact that we are that we love each other that much, bro. Anyway,
But yeah, man, that I like the fact that you played that sound.
I
Because
have
man,
another one.
because like human relationships right now are being so dissected to very small sort of like click.
Okay, no, this one I won't even read. But there's this guy on TikTok who dissected Dave Chappelle, like one of Dave Chappelle's bits from The Closer, right?
Yeah.
And the gist is that if men can't have a say in whether the woman keeps the baby
Mm-hmm.
or gets rid of it, men should be allowed. No, if women get to decide if they keep the baby or get rid of the baby,
Mm-hmm.
like that's their choice.
Men should be able to take care of it or not.
Exactly. That's a Dave Chappelle bit. What are your thoughts? Men should have a choice on whether to support the baby or not.
I think it's already kind of like that. There's a lot of
It is, but
men that run away from their kid.
yeah, but it's illegal.
Oh, like you're saying,
Okay.
it should be like ingrained in the law now that a guy can choose whether or not to raise the
Because it's
kid.
ingrained in the law that a man has to take care of the kid, though. And now in the States, it's ingrained in the law that the chick has to keep the baby. So, in an ideal world, for at least for liberals, where
I don't
the
think you
chick
should
is
give
allowed-
guys that choice, bro.
What did
Don't give it back to them, man, because I'm sure that's what was
what did
legal.
Magic say?
yeah, bro, I don't think you'd give guys that choice, man.
You give guys that choice too. The choice the kid or not, bro.
But yeah, if ladies get to decide whether they should keep the baby, then men should begin to choose whether they should take care of the baby or not.
Yeah.
Nada. I think if you have birthed the child, bruh, and the child has reached the point of like,
I feel like shared
birth,
responsibility.
you should look after your kid.
Shared responsibility is still there if the child is carried full time and given birth to. It's just
Even if the guy didn't want it.
But then why did you?
That's not good there. Because I didn't go there alone. Why did we?
Okay, yeah,
Why did we?
that's a fair point.
Yeah.
No, I think if the child is born, it should be looked over by both parents.
Okay.
Like that's in a perfect ideal.
Okay, what if that? Okay,
Don't give guys that
what-
choice.
okay, now,
Even if you do want it, bro, like where's your kid?
now,
bro?
now
See, that's the
Magic.
problem.
Send him to run away.
How would you fix the situation whereby a woman wants to give birth to a baby, but the man says, "I'm not prepared to take care of this baby."
Bro, that's your lot, bro. Like that's your.
That's
That's
your
your portion.
situation now, though. Now, if a guy is not ready, the Lord doesn't care that you're not ready. The
Yeah.
Lord just cares that that's your kid.
That's your portion, bro. Like
So men,
your kid.
so men have no choice over child
Legally.
rearing.
legally, legally,
You have
illegally.
no choice.
But also, like, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it's a very small risk men face. Women take the bigger risk for sexual activity. That's the thing.
Yeah, but who gets the bigger responsibility? Clearly, legally.
Men.
It's my responsibility. Once it comes here,
Yeah,
that's
that's
now
true.
my shit to deal with.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
kid-
As a must,
I
I have to take care of his kid. Though.
Yeah. Okay, if
In terms of school fees
any,
But
and
you just need to
whatnot.
survive for 9 months.
if any self-respecting man, you have to you have to take care of your baby. I
Just look
mean,
after your child, bro.
yeah, you have to look after your child.
Especially if it's your child. Like
If
I
you
just
can-
feel like,
if-
come on.
if you can-
Even if you're not ready, if the child has reached and it's here, bro,
you have no option.
you have no option, man.
You see, Simpo Wizard. And now, 13 years later, he's still every day, and he has to get that bread
Yeah.
for his children.
Nah.
I mean, if Simple Wizard had a woman
Had a choice.
and said, "Man, I'm not ready for this child," and the woman disagreed with him, I feel like I don't have the tools to solve. I don't have that King Solomon wisdom to solve this conundrum. But I feel like there should be another outlet.
But if
I've
you're
been
not ready for a
having-
child and the lady is pregnant, I think that's too late to be having that conversation.
No.
I am.
Bro, I've been having some interesting conversations with chicks. One of them who was really smart. She said that they're all really smart, but she said that the whole thing of men having a choice in supporting their kid and women having a choice in giving birth to their kid, it's logically sound, right? But it's morally
Of
unsound.
I'm like
You dig?
biology-
Like it's immoral for you to say, that's my kid, but I don't want to take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're my kid. but
I wasn't ready.
What you have just said
yeah.
is my conundrum.
Yeah.
Because logically we can solve for
Yeah,
this.
we agree. Okay, everyone should have a choice. in
But
everything.
morally,
But morally,
yeah. What do you do?
But now also that's, I guess, on the other side of it, on the women's side of it, people also feel like that's a moral argument on whether it's okay for them to.
I would say
abort
I
their
would
kid
say
or
your
not.
example has helped me understand
Mhm.
the stance of pro-life people.
Exactly.
Okay,
They
I've
feel
never,
like it's morally unsound to kill their
yeah,
kid, though.
I've never understood it until this discussion.
Yeah.
The conundrum you be in, because logically it makes sense. Abort the fetus, move on.
Mhm.
But now in this case for you, Magic,
Mm.
the,
I want that
the reader is here. The woman wants the kid.
No, I know situations where that dude has wanted the kid, bro.
and the girl
And
doesn't
the
want.
chick has offed it. No consultation. No, like if this, okay, she has told you I'm pregnant, and the guy is like, "Sawa, I'm ready to take care of his kid, though." That chick has offed it. These niggas be haunted by their dead babies, bro.
Haunted.
Haunted.
Billionaires Club,
Seeing your children, bro.
crying in the night.
That's a bit extreme,
I'm
but
telling you, you think it's extreme. It's not rare at all, bro. For guys to feel terrible about losing their kids to abortion. Anyway.
But yeah, I think this was a really good discussion because people like me and millions of others are like, oh my God, logic is king and this is a very simple thing to
Yeah.
fix. But yeah, man, this has showed us that some situations are so nuanced that you cannot be sure entirely that your opinion is 100% valid and the right thing to do. I can't think of a way out of this one.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Nah, I think bottom line, if your father or mother the child, you should try your
Take
best to
care of
look
it.
after that. It's your child.
Me as
That's
me,
your
me-
next
me
generation.
as I end my thought, what I say, man, if you know you don't want kids, just go and get the vasectomy, man. Just
Oh, abstain.
just
ABC.
abstain, man. Just because abstaining is impossible, but still,
ABC.
I feel like the easiest way to avoid this route is people taking actual responsibility and knowing the things they're ready for. I mean, you can't do it all the time, but for the most time, if you're not going to have kids, just find a contraceptive to use out there.
Know that there are consequences for your actions, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell
There
you
are
why-
consequences
let me tell
for
you
your
why I hate
actions,
that
man.
Consequence for your actions.
Because they are.
Okay, I get
I don't know that
I
this
get
was
that
your
it does
action
apply to
and this is
actions,
the
but
consequence.
It gives, like it denotes that I did something wrong.
No.
No, it's not that you did something wrong.
They
It's
also-
just that you did something
Bro,
which
did
led to another. It's
something.
like,
Okay.
ended
They-
to be.
they-
But every act is
they-
like-
Yeah, exactly. Reaction.
There are also consequences.
And
for
not only
right
like you
actions.
know it, like there's no one who is going into that one not knowing,
There are also
bro.
consequences for right actions.
I
There are
get it.
consequences for all actions.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that one, I feel like everyone knows it. Like
Okay, let's not say consequences. Let's say results.
Consequences.
There's
Results of this.
what's that thing? Cause and effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cause and
For the-
effect.
yeah, cause and
Yeah.
effect.
So as hard as you can, try to mitigate the effects by limiting the causes for certain undesirable effects.
And even if you try to mitigate and the kid still comes, please look after
Just
your
deal
kid,
with
bro.
it.
Yeah, look after your kid.
Now listen, my other
What's this?
friend said, for her, I guess she was just being more logical. She said, Kawa, as soon as a chick gets pregnant, let's have that discussion. I ready to take care of this kid though. And she's saying if the chick decides to keep the kid though, but the guy that I want it, she just has to deal.
The girl has to
Yeah.
deal. I
If
think
that
that's
guy-
another sort of like a logical decision
Yeah.
that is also like, imagine it was your cousin, like imagine she was the one in that situation where the guy decided to like dip. Can she really let him just dip? Can she really?
I mean, I told you she has the law on her side. Bro.
Nah, let me tell you, times will get tough and she'll look for that guy, especially if she can
Mm.
find him.
I
I don't expect her to respect his decision.
Anyway, boys, this was a good pod,
This was
man.
a good point.
Thanks so much for coming, Trev.
But man, this is the first pod where I feel like I've left with more questions than answers. Because in my head, I'm still trying to resolve this thing.
that thing.
But because I always feel like I'm sure the opinions and values I have,
Yeah.
like this is what I stand for. But in this one, it's a bit. But it has been a really good pod.
Yeah,
Thanks,
bro.
guys, for inviting me.
Good pod, man. Magic. Hope you're feeling good. Windeck, thank you. Oh, we didn't even explain why the voice wasn't here, man. Look how we just act like this nigga is not important to us. Yeah, the voice is unavailable today, but he will be back next week. When's this episode coming out? Friday. Saturday. Friday. Alright, we're recording this on Wednesday the 3rd. So don't ask us about things that happen after Wednesday. Yeah, and I guess we'll see you guys soon. But until then, this is Serious Raga by Simpo Wizard.
Let's get it.
close out the
Let's
pod.
get it.
Peace, peace, peace.
Alright, alright. Simple what I can do with a wicked tune. And serious struggle, this out that I let up in the producer some murder. Whoa! Serious struggle, we are come with the style. A lot of the girl, them on them in every style. In all my business, dance off a pile. The girl, them, the boy, them, half in me well. Serious struggle, we are come with the style. A lot of the girl, them on them in every style. In all my business, dance off a pile. The girl, them, the boy, them, half in me well. Serious struggle, we are come with the style. A lot of the girl, them on them in every style. In all my business, dance off a pile. The girl, never smile. In all my business, dance off a file. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Sassy that we matale sibula. Business here, ni kwe juta nilamu. Business here, ni jewe wole damu. Omuziko goma tukwe musalawa. Omuziki fe matutu funamu. Tetwakala kulaba bakusanyiramu. Banya basambi bomupira beta muraga. Balaba boxa, besa muraga. Abakayingira ekitwa tendebe waka. Tujja basaka to muziki baduka yo. Resibya nepo, tujja basaka to muziki baduka yo. Resibya maso, tujja basaka to muziki baduka yo. Sibya talo, tujja basaka to muziki baduka yo. Sibya bako, tujja basaka to muziki baduka yo. Tira saka we are come with the style. I lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance up profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Serious saka we are come with the style. I lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance up profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Serious saka we are come with the style. I lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance up profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Serious saka we are come with the style. I lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance up profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. And I now to set up me life. Simple summer road, to set up the wife. Them laugh with you, but them want enough. Now until they get it, all of them speed. Serious saga me a dope on the youth. Me not entertain that kind of style. When Bella kumuli muno nabao. When Maxi because of the number dollar. Sakando ya kalala gambo no nyamba ko. Na ye kito fago kubikwata ko. When Bella kustage no janga ko. Ambo nganga ko wala ino banga ko. Norinda ko serwanda kujamu yo. Lori ya ko serwanda choyi na wo. Okuta ko ngabambi ku itsebu isi. Wachikaza na pamuta inkusebu si. Serious saga we are come with the style. A lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance off profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Serious saga we are come with the style. A lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance off profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Serious saga we are come with the style. A lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance off profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Serious saga we are come with the style. A lot of the girl them and me never smile. In all my business dance off profile. The girl them, the boy them, half in me well. Tony Tegera, Nanti.